Hey. Nightlife.
Nightlife tapes.
Nightlife.
Them boys are back again.
Boy.
Nightlife tapes.
Nightlife.
Hey!
Yo, that wasn't bad for being.
I gotta say,
for being gone for a minute.
I felt like we needed that break. It
I
kind
can
of
dig
freshened
that.
things up a little bit. I'm gonna do our safety check there. Welcome back to Nightlife tapes. This is super exciting. I'm Choff.
I'm Bwalk. What a dude.
We are in the peak of summer, so we're in that phase for DJs where it's like you're just on a hamster wheel,
Non-stop,
running
dude.
crazy,
Oh my
having the
God.
best times ever.
I just feel like it's just nonstop. Like I came in today and I was like, dude, I haven't seen you in ages.
It's been weeks.
It truly.
Yeah.
There's been what? There was Electric Forest. I was
Oh
out
my
of
God.
town.
I kind of I didn't even realize it's been that long.
Yeah. Like it's been a hot minute.
Yeah.
I think you were out of town right before Electric Forest.
Thugging with my rounds.
Yeah, you feel all right. Fucking hood rat. But yeah, it's been a hot minute, dude. How you been? How's shit been? How was Electric Forest? I've heard nothing but good things from everyone that was in the forest this year.
Yeah, Forest was amazing. I mean, every year it's my favorite event of the year. It's one of those things. It's just like got such a special place. So many memories made there with different friends. So every time we go back, it's like we get better at it. You level up a little bit each year. Had the awesome opportunity this year to kind of help program the Lucky Lake stage.
Okay.
Also got to play a sunrise set for the first time there.
Oh,
which
that's
was
dope.
Sick.
Did you actually stay up all night, or did you just get up early to play?
Oh, we stayed up all night. Yeah, we stayed up all night. I mean, it's like it's not even a big deal. I mean, when you gotta think about it, like it gets dark at 10 p.m. here in Michigan,
Right,
so
sure.
it's like, by the time 5 a.m. I don't know. The nights are just so
going.
short. You're just
Right.
going.
I haven't been to Electric Forest, and I've thought about going. I don't like camping though.
You can get an RV
Yeah, I guess that's true.
or cabin or stay off. I mean, there's so many
I'd
options.
get something to.
If you really wanted to go luxury, just RV on site. That's the best way.
Okay, is that what you do?
We do different stuff. I have done an RV before. This year we got one of those like glamping tents. They gave us like a cool little yurt,
Oh,
king size bed and power outlets and all that.
Oh, that's dope.
It was sweet.
They got the forest has that. Like you can get that. You can buy that from them.
They do sell them. Since we're playing the festival though, they hooked it up. So,
Okay.
But yeah, it was like pretty cool. It was nice to have just walk in, walk out situation.
That's so dope.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
I can dig that.
dude, got my creative battery recharged. Saw so much good music. Really kicked my summer off good.
Who was your favorite artist you saw there? And I know you've been for several years, so you've seen plenty of artists. Who was your favorite artist this year?
I would say this year Hamdi for sure.
Okay.
Hamdi kind of stole the vibe for me at like all summer really. Like
Really?
I remember at Movement, he was one of my favorites. He's just got this like super dope blend of this kind of speed house with this like halftime crazy bass stuff, and is so good at just bringing it back and forth. Like I don't know, Jade Cicada was another really good set. Of the Trees, saw Mike Posner. That was really cool.
I haven't heard that name in forever.
We should talk about that actually. Mike Posner is a fucking G. First of all, I don't know if you follow his journey with like going to walk across America and all of that. But just super respectable guy. Kind of walked away from his Hollywood life and now just has this whole new
vibes.
wellness approach on life. I think it's super dope. But he's been for his shows all summer. He did like EDC and Electric Forest and a couple others, and it's like all remixes of his own stuff, like hard dubstep remixes.
Is he actually DJing?
He's not DJing. No, he has. He's on tour. I think Brody Jenner is his name right now. One of the Jenner
Okay.
dudes.
Okay.
But dude, together they put together a sick set, and Forest was like main stage, like kind of golden hour, just going off.
Honestly, I could vibe with that. I think some old school Mike Posner.
Yeah.
If I could write you. A
Dude, I know it was so special. Like you don't even remember half of the songs offhand. Too, he just has like a pretty decent
you
catalog
remember
of
them
shit.
when they play.
Exactly.
As soon as a beat hits, you're like, oh snap!
Exactly.
That's for us, like high school. Like damn, So
Yeah.
no, that was probably unbelievably nostalgic while also like being present in that moment, hearing those remixes is probably crazy.
It was really cool, really good Forest. Yeah, what were you doing during that weekend?
I don't remember what weekend it was. I might have just been here, to be honest.
Yeah.
I know I was out in Muskegon for a little bit. My homeboy got engaged.
Sick. Speaking of engagement, not to cut you off, saw an engagement at Forest on stage. Shout out Recno.
Hey,
Arlie.
that's dope. Oh, you did post that. I did you post it? I think you posted it.
I don't know if I posted it, but
Someone posted
the
it.
clip went. I think Forest posted it.
Okay, maybe that was
it.
But yeah, I did see that. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, that's cool.
So yeah, I saw my boy get engaged up in Muskegon, over in Muskegon, if you're technical.
Love Muskegon.
Other than that, man, I just been, I'm into football season. I'm coaching right now, so everything's been very heavily football related.
Yeah.
So it's work, club, football. That's it. Yeah. So that's it.
Beast mode.
But it's all good. I love it. Keeps me busy, keeps me out of trouble, and then I'll be out of town again.
We got a fruit.
Dude,
we have a
get
fruit
that?
fly in the
because it's been catching my attention. It's kind of annoying me.
Get him.
Look at you. Yeah, I know you've been traveling a bit. You've been, because you were out in Cali right before Forest. You were.
Oh yeah, feels like an eternity ago, but I guess it was only like 2 weeks before. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, summer's flying, man. It's crazy.
For real.
I'm feeling good about it. It's been like, it's already basically over. Like I feel like I've loved and I've lost this summer. Like I've accomplished things I want to accomplish. I've gotten gigs. I've lost it. Like it's just been like a crazy.
Literally, I looked at the date today when I was working, and it said July 14th. Today's July 14th. How is it the middle of July already? We're about to be into the fall. Now, granted, I'm excited because you're focused on that fruit fly. I'm excited because I cannot wait to get back into football season. I can't wait for the Lions. Can't wait for Michigan. So excited for football, but also, damn, I love summer and I don't want it to go away. So it is what it is, though.
Yeah.
So you live, you learn, keep rocking and rolling. Dude,
we'll get this guy.
Dude, this fly is gonna get smoked.
If you comment fruit fly below, fruit fly, we'll pick a winner to give you a prize. I don't know what it's gonna be, but something cool. Comment fruit fly below.
It's gonna be that fruit fly's dead body. I promise you that.
That might come with it. That won't be the only thing. It might be a high five too.
Right, a hug, something like that. Man, a couple things I wanted to get into if we're good on our recap, catching up since it's been forever. I truly feel like I haven't seen it in ages. Something I wanted to talk about because it's something I really wanted to get into a while. It was a long time ago. I don't want to get into it now. Radio DJing, because I know you have a ton of experience with radio DJing. I know that's how you got your start into truly. I think it was a good part of your journey into your start of DJing, at least. Sure. I wanted to get into radio DJing so bad until I realized it was unbelievably cutthroat. And the pay was not great. And I was like, oh, I don't want to do that. But I was like, I always thought it was super dope to be playing on the radio, grew up, and granted, radio isn't as popular now. I don't believe so. I could be wrong. I can only name one DJ on the radio currently, and that's Mo Beats. I know he plays on, I think it's Sirius 47. One of the hip hop channels, great DJ. But I feel like there aren't a lot of radio DJs anymore either. True DJs, they go on to mix. It used to be you're driving home that 5-6 o'clock hour. They had DJs playing your stuff. I don't know if it's like that at all anymore. What was your experience like? Is radio DJing nearly dead? Because I feel like radio itself is kind of dead. I don't know many people that listen to the radio, and if they do with satellites. So, can you break that down?
Yeah, I mean, yes and no to both of those things. I think in a lot of ways, radio DJing is dead, for sure. There's no money in it.
Yep.
It is super cutthroat, like you said. People are kind of expected in most situations to do it for free, basically.
That's crazy.
When it's like DJs and mixes, like spinning, that sort of thing. From my experience, that's what I've I've realized.
People were having you do it, asking you to do it for free.
I think the biggest thing is when it comes to, and I'm just talking about mixes here, and I really can only speak on my little bit of experience, which is primarily in top 40 with a little bit of country. Okay. Because I know hip hop is a very different animal. I really don't know enough about it to speak on hip hop. Obviously, there's a lot more hip hop DJs. You know, if you listen to WJLB or WGPR, like any of the hip hop stations here, there's mixes pumping all the time, whereas top 40 stations, not so much. From my experience, the program directors tend to rarely see the value in it unless it's for like a quick, like a 15-minute drive home mix. Yeah. Which is cool. You know, I've done some of those, and you know, it's a good time. I like getting in there and doing a quick mix, and but I will bring it back to like kind of my, you know, when I first got into it, which was in Grand Rapids. I got an internship doing promotion stuff with iHeart. Day one, got a tour of the studio. Stick, legendary radio personality, was program director at the time. He was like, if you ever want to learn anything, let me know. And I was like, dude, I want to learn everything. And I had already been DJing for a few years at this point. So he kind of like put me on this dance mix show right away, basically. And it was really funny because up until this point, I was more of like, I was kind of a dubstep DJ. Like I would play stuff for parties to like get crowd reactions, but like the familiarity was never a priority for me in DJing. And for the first time when I got into radio, it was like, no, you have to play these 5 songs. Yes. No matter what.
That is something I have heard is really rough.
Yeah, we can get into that. It was great when like, it just depends on what's playing. Okay. Like, I'll give you an example. Like Perfect by Ed Sheeran was like the #1 song when I got into that life, right? It was like the song for a year. Yep. You have to play Perfect every hour. And what I would do is I would either play that song in its entirety, do a hard stop, and then start my mix, or vice versa, do that at the end. So it's like you find your way to work around certain things, but it was really cool when I first got into it because it like made me look at it like a puzzle, right? Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, I have to have these 5 songs, but I know what I want my mix to sound like. And on top of that, you get, on top of the 5 power songs, you'll get like, you know, these are like the B tier songs. These are the C tier songs. These are the recurrings, which are like basically the lists of songs that like the radio stations are pumping.
I'm surprised you even got a mix to play. Like I thought it was almost fully curated for you what you needed to play.
So for a lot of what people think is radio DJing, yes. Like when you're listening to the radio and it's just song into song and then someone's talking between, or maybe there's like sweepers in between, that is pre-programmed. Right. What I'm talking about is like the mix shows. Right, so where I would actually physically have my gear like in the studio or even in the club. Like I did broadcast from the club a lot, which is a whole different beast we can talk about.
Yes, and I'd love to get into that too.
Yeah, and there's plenty of, you know, I'm not trying to sound like a wizard here. There's plenty of radio DJs who have had way more experience than me that could speak on this in their own light too. But that was crazy because not only now do you have this, the program director, they want to hear the 5 power songs. They want to hear every other song is a familiar song. They want to hear it this way. But now you've got a club owner that's also, you're playing on the radio and in the club. Mm-hmm. And the club owner wants his or her club to be packed and bumping. And at the time, like one of the places I was at was Electricity. So I would play like Saturday nights, and Troublemaker did this forever. Shout out Troublemaker, legend. But I took the reins for a bit from him. And it was like Electricity is this hype club. They want their club up here. Yep. Some of the remixes and stuff I was able to find that were stomachable of these songs were low energy. So I'm constantly in my head, I'm like, all right, I got to play this song for the program director. I got to play this song for the club owner. I got to play this one for me. I got to play this one because I know it'll work. And so it's like, dude, when you talk about like DJing is Tetris already.
Right. And adding all that on top of
Adding in those, like each, like, okay, program director, boom, that's a layer. Club owner, boom, that's a layer. Don't forget about FCC, that's a layer, because if you accidentally say the word shit in your podcast or in your mix and you're playing on a radio station where how many thousands of people are listening,
it's a problem.
It's a huge
it's a very
problem.
Big deal.
You can get
fined like crazy and fired. Yeah.
So Yeah, man. It was like, there's no thrill like it, I will say. There's no thrill like playing a packed club on the radio on the #1 station in a market and
I
like,
haven't
getting to do that. And it's
I would
really
love that.
cool. It's really cool. I'm really grateful I got to do it. I don't think it's going to ever happen.
I was gonna say, I feel like we'll never see it again.
Probably not. It's kind of done.
That was a really big thing. Electricity was big with it for a while.
Yeah.
Tonic was big with it when it was open. 29 Novi.
29,
I would say that was probably the last. 29 Novi was probably the last of it.
It was. Yeah, I rode that one. I think I did 29 until like right when COVID started, I believe.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I know. DJ Bangers did it too.
Legend.
Dude, that is my
love Bangers.
dog.
Overusing that word, but I actually just saw him a couple days ago. He's an amazing human.
And he's an unbelievable DJ.
Yeah.
He
is. And he's got a new coffee shop, Kiki Cafe.
Yes, I have not been there, unfortunately. I need to go check it out, but that's my dog. He's family.
Yeah.
I would do anything for him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, dude, he would tell me about how it is with 29 Novi and how you literally, it is pleasing the owner and pleasing the radio. And like he said, he would get a list of songs to play. And like, this is what you're sticking to kind of thing, which is crazy to me because it almost takes the creativity from you. I mean, granted, there is still creativity, but like within boundaries, within certain lines, certain parameters.
Yeah. If I heard myself say this, like when I first got into it, I would probably kick myself in the teeth for this, but I will go ahead and say there's tremendous levels of creativity in making all of that shit work together.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's where once I was able to get over the ick, like I had a major ick for it at first. I'm like, what do you mean you want me to play this bullshit? Once I got over that, because that's all just ego. That's all ego in my head. Because I didn't think it was cool. Yeah. I thought I knew better. I didn't think it was cool. Once I got over that ick, I realized like, oh, this is actually like really dope. And you actually can make this like amazing and palatable for everyone, but still showcase like whatever you're trying to showcase.
Big facts.
Because here's the thing with it, and this isn't for all formats, but like for most of what I was doing, so I did mix show on channel 955, mix show on 104.5 SNX, mix show, which is basically the sister station, like the top 40 of Grand Rapids.
Right.
And then
they're combined now.
Yeah, managed by the same people. They were when I was there too. That's kind of how it all.
Were they combined fully?
I mean, they're not fully combined. They're different entities, but they're managed by the same teams.
Okay.
So similarly. And then 94.7 Hits FM in Montreal. So I did mix shows on all those stations at the same time, basically. And I would find myself like, okay, I'll hit all your benchmarks, but like I'm going to play a really nasty trap drop in between it. And I'm going to like play this song that like you guys would probably never play, but I know it's going to hit. And so it's like, you just got to work around those boundaries.
Right,
and I mean, I still feel like I carry a lot of those traits now because it's like, you know, I'm able to see that programming. I am able to understand what songs were the A tier, the B tier, the C tier, what songs got played every hour on the radio for all these years, versus what song, like, you know, makes it hard sometimes now. Cause I'll hear other DJs. I'm like, dude, that song flopped. Like, why are you playing that? No one even liked that song when it came out. Right. Got a little off on a tangent here, but yeah, just, you know, overall it was super fun. It was super beneficial to I think myself as a DJ. Kind of made me like, it was the first piece of legitness, I guess.
Okay.
Well, first piece of like commercially viable legitness is a better way to put it. I'll take that. To where like you could book me and it would make sense, right?
Right. I wanted to be a radio DJ so bad, and I just never got the opportunity. And honestly, I don't know if I would have fully enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I think there's just certain things I needed to experience and go through, certain places I need to play, certain gigs I needed to experience that had to like truly humble me because I know I had a lot of ego. So
yeah.
You know, I thought I was the best. So, but I feel like every fucking DJ does.
I'm going to ask you this question.
Hit me.
When did you find out you weren't the best?
When I realized that I was easily replaceable.
What made you realize that?
Probably just going through different clubs. I think it was. And also, I think it was also getting either, I would say probably just like sometimes just not hearing back from clubs. Like, reaching out, like, dude, I've done this. I've done plenty of parties. I've done this many people at parties. Like, I can bring people in, and clubs don't care. They don't, which is crazy to me. It was at the time. Even my current clubs, my current residencies did not respond to me for a few years before I ended up having a residency there. And I actually started working at my clubs as security before I was even a DJ there. So, I just, I thought I was the man. And probably, I think a lot of that had to do with, I started out hot because I was in college and I was the campus DJ, or one of them. Shout out Dro. Dro was there too. So, but we had beef and we were throwing parties, and like I was throwing some, a lot of people, me, my fraternity, we were throwing big parties. So, I thought that I was, that guy. I thought I should be able to get a gig wherever, because look at what I've done thus far. So I quickly had to realize, even now, if you don't know somebody in clubs, you're typically not getting in. So, and I don't care what kind of a DJ you are. I've seen some of the best DJs kind of fade out of the scene just because they're just struggling to find gigs that are steady. Some of the best DJs. So yeah, I think I quickly had to learn that I'm replaceable and not that important. DJs are a dime a dozen. I feel like I see every other day there's someone on Instagram talking about being a DJ. Or someone, how many people message you or contact you of, oh, I think I want to get into DJing. Plenty of people. I can pull up my phone right now and I can show you messages from probably a good dozen people. Everyone wants to get into DJing. Not everyone can do it, and not everyone will stick with it, but it's, our clubs can replace us this weekend. Easily. Mm-hmm. Easily. And not give a thought about us. So, that made me quickly realize that, and that, I think that even more shows I probably at the time was not built for radio DJing. I think my ego would have gotten in the way, and I probably, being young and stupid and, just lacking experience, I probably would have messed that gig up, unfortunately. So, I had a lot to learn.
Yeah, we all do.
And dude, everything happens for a reason to me. Absolutely everything. I absolutely had to play at certain places, certain things, go through certain experiences. I had to be humbled by plenty of clubs not answering me and whatnot, in order to get to where I am today. So I'm not saying I'm some big tour DJ, but I think I'm a pretty solid DJ, and I'm happy with where I'm at. So now, I ain't gonna lie, if someone wants to take me on tour or some shit like that, like, I'll go. Like, that'd be dope. But but there's cons to that too. You talk to tour DJs, they're like, dude, shit is fun, but like also it's exhausting. It's a lot and it's expensive and it's tiring. You get, it's just a struggle. So
yeah,
I know you've been through that.
Seeing the world is cool, but it's also really cool to be able to be in your bed like 15 minutes after you get off stage.
Yes.
Which we get to do pretty much every weekend if we want it.
Every weekend, I'm going right back to my crib. I'm taking a shower at my place, eating my food, and getting in my bed.
And that's like, sometimes I do get into conversations with people where it's like, how do you play at these same places every week? Like, don't you get sick of it? And I'm like, truly, like, I see it for the blessing that it is. Mm. And, what it is it's like a great opportunity to stay sharp on the chops, on the mixer, to, have a good crowd to play for every week. The vibes are pretty good. And then you get to go home after. Like, it's pretty solid.
I see it both ways. I see it as, I think playing the same place every weekend, you can absolutely get tired of it. You can get burnt out quick, especially if you're doing every Friday, Saturday night, every single weekend. It's very easy to burn out. But I also, I wanted to be in these places so bad at one point. And I know other DJs that would kill to be in these places every weekend. I know DJs that are playing at dead clubs every weekend and they can't stand it. So like, yeah, I'm also very, very thankful for the position I'm in. Like, yes, you have to appreciate those blessings. And I take a 10-minute drive home, 5-minute drive home. So yeah, I couldn't be more blessed.
Yeah. I think it's important to note too, like, it's good to take nights off of your residencies,
Yes,
like
it's a must.
whether to chill or to go DJ other places. Cause like the one thing I will say is if you play the same place all the time, it can be really easy to just get in a loop and you just like, you're like, I know what's next. I know what's next. Is that what you do?
Dude, it is hard to break too.
You got to just do it. And a lot of times for me, what helps do that is going out and, you know, playing at Electric Forest or going out and playing in like some weird party that I don't really want to play in like Indianapolis or something, just because it's just like, I'm going to have a whole new crowd to play for, a whole new set of challenges and a whole new vibe. And I always come back to my home spots so refreshed. And I always have my best nights after, like, actually maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, I had my favorite night in Royal Oak ever. It was at Tequila Blue. The crowd, I don't know what it was. It was like,
I remember you texted me the next day after that.
It was like a concert. Like the vibe was a concert. It wasn't a club. Yeah. It was really cool, and that was fresh off a break. Coincidence? I don't know.
I 100%. I play better if I have a night off.
Yeah.
Like I'm just better.
Yeah.
I know I'm better.
So DJs, take a week off from your residencies.
Sometimes it sucks. I'm like, damn, I don't want to give up that money. But also, you know, it's just, dude, it is nice to get that night off and just, you know, do your thing. Sometimes you gotta chill for a sec.
Yeah. And yes, it's nice to get the money. First of all, it can't be all about the money. Second of all, if you think about it in like long term, if you go nonstop and take all the checks now, but burn yourself out in the long run, you'll probably have less money than if you were to take some time off and just chill and pace yourself and keep this shit fresh for you. Yeah. And this obviously not a one size fits all. Some people jump ship and they go manage a McDonald's and they DJ their house music for their $50 bar tab and that's it. And they're happy. And like, that's dope.
Mentally, you just sometimes need a break.
Sometimes you just need a break.
Another topic.
What else we got?
This is one of my favorite things I get, and I know you've gotten it before. You ever had a DJ come up and try to or ask you to jump on mid set?
Yeah, I think like twice this weekend.
All the time. Hey, dude, I'm a DJ up in East Lansing. You mind if I plug in?
So my thing with this is you have to like crush. If you crush the pitch, there's a hairline chance.
Oh, that I'm shocked there's even a hairline chance.
And the only reason I say this is because I have done this before. I have been the guy going up to the DJ.
Really?
And not locally here. The last time I did it was at this like so when I did that Australia tour with the Bounce, I like one of the other DJs got us into this like TikTok Australia influencer party. It was like put on by TikTok, and it was like a bunch of TikTok influencers from Australia, and like they had companies that were doing giveaways and all this shit. But I was with my buddy D'Angelo, who's a stand-up comedian. He ends up with the mic in his hand at this party. He's from here. And he just comes up to me. He's like, bro, just go ask if you can DJ. I was like, I'm not going to.
Why would I do that?
I'm not going to ask to go DJ. He's like, just try it. So what? If he says no, who cares? And it was like a pretty banging party. And I was like, I'm just going to see. And they had CDJs, so I had my little USB. It was no big deal. I was like, hey, bro, I'm from America. This might be kind of weird, but I've always wanted to like play a club kind of like this. Could I like spin a few with you? He's like, where in America are you from? I'm like, Detroit area. He's like, Eminem! He's like, get up here!
That's funny.
He was like, bro, have you been to 8 Mile? I'm like, yeah, bro, I live on 11 Mile. He's like, oh, 11 Mile.
Have you been to 8 Mile? It's crazy.
I was like, yeah, I go there a little bit, but I'm just a few blocks up, whatever. Dude, and he let me rock with him, and it was awesome. Like,
really?
It felt so cool. I got some sick if you like go to my highlights on my IG page, if you hit hit it for a while. There's some clips from that night in there.
When was this?
It must have been 2021. It was like right when things loosened up from COVID.
Okay, I need to check that out. That's dope
Yeah,
as shit.
yeah. So that moment like totally gave me a new perspective on it.
Okay.
And it's funny actually. While we were at Forest, I told you we did that Lucky Lake stage, and there was a kid that came up to me, same kind of deal, like, "Hey man, what can I do?" And here's how his pitch crushed. Remember, it's all about the pitch.
Okay.
He goes, "Hey man, I'm camping right over here from I think he's from Austin, Texas or something. Like drove up from Forest. He's like, I have like all my original tracks on this USB. I just wanted to like play a couple if I could." I was like, "Yeah, you want to go on in 15 minutes?" I gave him 15 minutes of one of my sets. Because I was playing for an hour and a half. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
And this dude crushed it and he played like all of his own stuff, and it was awesome. And like, we followed each other, became buds after that, and he's been posting about it like it was the best time ever. Like, can't believe I got to go to Electric Forest and play. Like, you made the guy's day for giving him 15 minutes of your set. Like, so I understand when someone comes at me in the club and they're drunk and DJ,
right.
I'm like, get the fuck out of here, dude.
No. Now those two instances are very, very off chance and very like at Electric Forest. Like, I feel like that's different. Compared to someone coming up to you at Tequila Blue or Fifth and they're like, "Yo, can I hop on?" Because like, honestly, you're probably a great DJ. I don't know who you're probably a fantastic DJ. I don't know what you've got on that USB. I don't know what you have on that laptop. I don't know what you're going to play. I don't know if you're going to fit the same vibe as me. I don't know what you're going to do, cuz if you mess it up, I got to answer for it.
Yeah.
The owners are still coming after me and they're going to be like, "Why in the hell is this happening?" That's kind of where I'm at with it. I'm just like, no, I have no idea who you are. And, my biggest thing when I tell, when DJs ask, if we have gigs available, I'm like, we don't, but we don't.
There's none.
we're no. But if I can get a chance to recommend you, whether to the spot that I'm in or another spot, one, I have to know how you DJ. Send a mini mix. I love mini mixes. Make it no more than 2 minutes. Show that you can transition well. Show you have great song selection, and just make a quick mix. Minute 30, 2 minutes. So that way I can say, okay, listen to this guy. He's actually pretty solid. Now, can you do it for a 4-hour set? I sure hope so, because at that point I'm putting my stamp on you. But like, if you can quickly run through, within a minute 30 seconds, maybe 15 songs, a little bit more, and have some great transitions with it, I don't mind. I don't mind trying to put you out there, put you on, fly. So yeah, but jumping on, I'm typically very against that.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing,
I do like the pitch though.
The biggest thing for me is like, I don't think I would ever do it in a situation like a club where it's like your
residency.
Yeah, you have like other, the people are trying to feed themselves there and stuff.
Yeah.
Like Forest is like a very loving, fun vibe. This guy is an artist. It's like an artist friendly environment, and this guy's an artist, right?
Yep.
And I could tell just by talking to him that he wasn't gonna fuck the vibe up.
Okay.
But yeah, like in the club, that's my other thing too. Just like in general, if I'm playing open format, like I really don't love going back to back open format. Even like having anyone jump on. Like one person I love playing back to back open format with is my buddy Nico, because
I knew you were gonna.
We have the same wavelength. But like anyone else, really, I'm just kind of like, I just rather handle this myself. Nothing personal. I just like, I know myself in these environments. I know how to make everyone happy. The club owners, the staff, most of the time the patrons, but not always.
Not always.
But like I understand the puzzle. I don't need someone else jumping in on it.
Facts. It just, you've got a vibe, and you're for a 3 to 4 hour set, you're taking everybody in that room on a journey. That includes security, bartenders, owners, guests, whatever. So like, if someone comes in and kind of, takes them off that path, it could be, dude, and especially playing in Royal Oak, it's so easy to play one bad song and lose a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's very easy.
I mean, and it might not even be a bad song. It might just be like
something that's just not hitting that night.
Like sometimes, dude, one time I played Hotel Room Service and it didn't hit. And it was like I wanted to bang my head against the wall. Like in Royal Oak, I was like, "What are you? This is like
that song always hits."
And it was like the time. It wasn't like I played it like at the very beginning of the night or the very end of the night. It was like when it was meant to be played, and I teed it up like I would tee it up, and it was like, "Whoa, all right."
Yep.
I guess I'll just go fuck myself.
Dude, sometimes those crowds are just like, "Nah, dude, we're good."
I don't even think it's like. Is it you in that situation? Is it just something in the air? Like I was trying to wrap my head around it the other day because I had a room that was difficult to keep full. It was like I would notice like no matter what transition happened, people would kind of like turn away right at the transition. I assume I was still DJing good. I mean, I was sober, so
I mean, I had oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, I wonder in that moment, like I know it's not me. Like, although it's easy to take that responsibility on, like, it's really not them because they're just like in their natural state. Is it just like the clash of the vibes? Is it something more than that? I don't know.
Dude, it's literally it's a science problem. It's impossible to figure out. Because I had the same thing happen the other night where we started off really solid, and then I honestly think sometimes it really has to do with the ratio in the room. I think that's a big thing because I noticed during my time the other night, the ratio was really, really solid at the beginning of the night, and there were a lot of women, not a ton of guys. Out of nowhere, it turned into a lot of guys, very little women. Yeah. And guys don't dance like that. Guys are they just kind of chill, they kind of vibe, they're just doing their thing, which is fine, but it sucks because if there's too many guys, girls get scared off. And then also, guys aren't going to dance. So now the room isn't moving. Now the room is no longer vibing. And so yeah, that takes, and when you got a group of girls, it's easy to go, anywhere between, Doja Cat to, dude, I played Fancy by Iggy Azalea for the first time in years.
Oh, I always play that. It's a great song.
I haven't played it in forever.
It's a great song.
I just haven't
staple.
I haven't touched it. I was like
staple.
And they went off to that. I was like, oh, son, I ain't touched that in a minute. Or Rihanna and anything to make them shake. The Beyonce, they get to going, and all the guys got there, and I was like, oh, damn.
Yeah, that is a good point. I do think ratio plays a huge role in it.
It's huge. Yeah. It's huge. And obviously you want the guys, the club wants the guys because the guys are buying the alcohol, So the guys are buying the booze, they're buying the alcohol, which is great and all. But like when it comes to the room, it just kind of sucks because, the guys aren't the ones dancing. So, it is what it is though.
Hard out here for a DJ.
Dude, it's actually like a struggle a lot of weekends. But then some weekends you have them and you're like, nah, this is exactly why I do what I do. So.
I love it. Well, dude, I feel like we got into it on this one. This is pretty good.
we got it. We went on some rants and some tangents about some stuff, but I think it needed to be talked about.
Yeah, all topics I'd like to brush on again in future episodes.
Yeah,
we barely scratched the surface here.
Truly, because like I feel like we could talk forever about like radio DJing.
It could be a whole show.
And truly, because there's a lot that goes into it and a lot of stuff like people don't know. And honestly, there's so many people, like all the kids in the clubs now probably don't even know much about radio DJing.
Well, the funniest thing, and I'll kind of leave it at this though, but the funniest thing is like most radio DJs, like what you think of, they're not even DJing. They're just personalities. It's just talking between songs, which is a whole other thing.
See, I don't like that. Though to me, those are radio hosts. Those are not radio DJs. And I know, and if you're a radio DJ, I know you're probably pissed. Like I know like Mojo in the Morning calls himself a radio DJ. That's a radio host to me. That's not a DJ. I don't think Mojo has ever in his life gotten on turntables, and I could be wrong. Has he?
I've been on stage with him.
Is he cold?
He gets he's been around the block and he's played with a lot of gear and time. I don't think he's by any means a cold DJ.
Okay. But he
knows what he's doing.
But he can DJ.
Yeah.
Okay, hey, my bad, Mojo.
No, but I know what you're saying though. He doesn't like mix per se.
Okay.
But yeah, he's a
and that's how most radio DJs are. Is like not a lot of them mix. Yeah. They're in my mind they're hosts.
Well, they're two separate jobs.
Yes.
Like literally, they're two separate jobs. Mm-hmm. Like what I was talking about with mix show DJing, and then what I was doing like on my normal radio shows are completely different things.
Right.
You're just going in. You have the list of songs. You talk for 10 seconds here, 30 seconds here.
Right.
Whatever, and so on.
Call in to.
It's actually really fun. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I think
getting the phones going.
Oh my god, I feel like I'd be great at it. Like I would love that. Yeah. That's really the part I wanted to do. Yeah. So yeah. Damn, we were about to end it and still got.
I know, we got right into
All right. This was, I don't know what episode this is, but damn, it's good to be back.
Yeah.
So
keeping it rolling, baby.
Hey, for sure.
Nightlife tapes.
I'm Bwalk.
Boom, boom, boom.
Night, life,
night,
night,
life,
night,
tapes.
night,
Let's go.
life.